Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmakers getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty all picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-Prop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Let's get to the motherfucking monies then. Welcome to the best MLB Prop Show on God's green earth. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. We got Ribeyes with Mike to hold you over on your hidden props, as well as the pitchers I'm going to talk about. On this show, we talk the opening lines of pitching props as well as the closing K-prop line 30 minutes prior to the show going live. So do me a favor, if you like what you're hearing, smash the like button. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. First guy we're going to talk about today is good old Max Amelius. Max Fried at the Red Sox, striking people out this year just at a 23% clip, while walking people 7.5% of the time. Morning line was 5.5, minus 130 on DK, and then it was 6.5 on FanDuel in the morning. Best line available now is at that 5.5, minus 150 FanDuel, where FanDuel has come down. Pitching out 17.5, minus 165 juice to the over has now moved up to a minus 185, whereas earned runs are at a 2.5, minus 165 juice to the under. Projected lineup is 7 righties and 2 lefties. Max Fried gets the Orioles, who over the last month have only 161 at-bats versus lefties. And if you know how I like to bet, I tell you, I like 200 at-bats, minimum of 15 days. So if they have more than 200 at-bats, that's fine. But I'm going to go back at least 15 days for a lefty, not further than a month. I'm not looking past a month. And in a month, they only have 161 at-bats. And they are walking tops in the league, striking out 25% of the time with a middle-of-the-pack isolated power. So let's go see who they seen that I would bet on. They had a series with the Rays twice, the Blue Jays twice, and the Red Sox, all who don't have a lefty I'd bet it over with. And then they seen Garrett Crochet. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had himself an 11-piece McStrider. And then the Cardinals, Mariners, and the Diamondbacks, all once again teams who don't have a lefty I would bet on. So I'm going to say that these numbers should actually be way worse than what they are, as they have only seen 1 ace from the left-handed side in the whole last 30 days. Now, the issue here, guys, is we have a public fade happening in front of our eyes. And I'm going to give you some little bit of info, guys, that I've been tracking and picking up on. And it doesn't mean I fade it. It doesn't mean I go with it. It means I stay the fuck away and run, or I figure out why, and then I'll go with it. But this line has moved back to where it should be. But FanDuel was offering a 6.5. And I'm learning FanDuel, guys, is the sharper book that plays to the public. And you go with the FanDuel opposite of the public and you cash. Talking about after lineups come out, if FanDuel is offering a different number than everybody fucking else, you better pay attention. As if it is a higher number or a lower number, you want to see what the public is on. What sounds like the easy bet. We could talk about last night, guys. because they either cash by the hook on the juiced out number or they don't cash at all. And what did I tell Team Sharpie last night? We can't fuck with Cease. I think Cease gets 9 in his sleep. But the fact that FanDuel was offering a 7.5 minus 155, 8.5 everywhere else, told me the tale, guys. And it told me that 9 was going to be tough. And looky there, guys. He gets 8. Before the Cease play, Gilbert versus the A's. Huh? How didn't he get 6 versus the A's? Wheeler, he didn't hit his K prop 2 weeks ago when this happened to him. Then how do I know this isn't a public fade to the over, guys? No. Green and Lodolo, everybody and their mother was talking about, I could only go under. It's under. It's under. Well, both of those motherfuckers went over. We were on the Lodolo one. Let me talk to you. And it's not just because I'm, those freaking numbers off. I got to go with it. No. Does my cap go with what I'm noticing that the books are doing? Then I'm going to fucking smack them. And that's kind of like what we got going here, but the juice is taking it, guys. So let's get into it. This is something, guys, that I've been able to do such a young age, bro, is pick up on patterns. My memory is stupid. Don't ever say a pothead has a bad memory, because I'll tell you where I parked at Disneyland when I was 4. But anyways, guys, what's the public looking at in this spot? I would say over, as we have a team striking out 25% of the time with a middle-of-the-pack isolated power. So, yeah, let's drop his outs for everyone and their mom to bet, guys, as when you go to Twitter, they're saying that's the lock of the day, as he is 8-2 to the over 17.5, averaging 20.2 outs a game. Yet it seems to be that's what they do, guys. Give them that. So I was like, is this a trap? That seems pretty trappy, man. Why are they giving out free money to even make it a 17.5? And it seems a little off, but then I go look, and he hasn't been higher than a 17.5 on the road all year. The 2 times that he was at home. So maybe they just don't put him that on the road. So I'm not saying that's a titty capper type play. What I am saying, guys, is that minus 150 is right. I don't believe this should have been a 6.5. I think 6 is going to be tough. I'm not going to say I'm going under because I got him for right around 5-6. When I look at the lineup, guys, and we talked about it last week, his splits are terrible versus lefties. If you look, oh my God, he can't strike him out. They're hitting him hard. We talked about it last week, bruh. His pitch mix is actually up. If you look at his velocity, his spin rate, and his breaks on any pitches, it's either the same or up. And he's faced some dogs from the left-handed side, fellas. And I mean dogs. I'm talking about Luis Arias for 2.2 innings. He's seen Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez. Cronenworth isn't the big bopper, but he don't strike out. He's in that elite percentile of lefties who don't strike out, like Cronenworth, Tucker, Arias, and a bomb that he's seen, and a McNeil that he's seen, and a Nimmo. So when we go through it, guys, it was 9 of his 11 innings were versus some dogs. And last week, 3 of those guys, there was 4 lefties in there. He got 2 of them. And it comes down to chase contact with this man. And that's where I can see the 5, and that's where I can see the 6. And at this moment, it's just an easy stay off, because if you've been watching the show, you know I've been looking for 2/3 of the lineup, guys, and 2/3, whether it's say under or over for the things that I'm looking at for that person, I'm going to fire. And I just don't know if we're going to get 2/3 of a lineup right here, guys, because right now we have 5 guys in this lineup who do not make contact when they chase, 5-4 in Max Fried's favor. But 4 of those first 5 guys 4 of those guys, the ones that make elite contact, are in the first 5 of the lineup. And lineup construction is another thing I will preach, guys. It matters where these guys are at in the lineup. How many times do you project them to go through? What's his average batters face? Max Fried faces about 24 to 25 batters per game. If he goes 24, 25 batters per game, he's going to see those guys 3 times, and he's only going to have the shot twice at the back end. Can he strike those type of guys out twice? Yes. But I'm not looking to bet that personally. So right now, Max Fried is a straight-up coin toss. I think if you're looking to band, I think the bands is where it's at. I think he lands on 5 or 6. And I think the books are smart on this. And I'm not paying minus 150 if I think he lands on that number. So is what it is. Definitely got a lock on Fried after last week and doing a big dive on him. And chase contact has been the issue with him this year. But you know what ain't been the issue? Hitting props, guys. especially on Tuesday, because on every other day that I've had this show, it's always, is there ribeyes? Is there ribeyes? Look, here, ribeyes. You can have ribeyes every fucking day, Monday through Friday, on this man's channel, guys. So it's not just here. This guy has his own show. But without further ado, let's talk about a big fucking shark. And I ain't talking about the one in my pants.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
What up, Sharpie?
It's a 70-foot shark, my guy. How you been?
Let's go, my guy. We're kicking ass and taking names. You know, trying to get through the dog days of summer, as they say. You know what I mean?
Man, not gonna lie, last year June was my first losing month in baseball. At the time, it was like 2.5 years straight of tracking, and it was brutal. I didn't know how to get out my own fucking way, and it got me into started betting unders. Because I used to never ever would bet an under, you know, and when you're getting walloped and wet, like you said, the dog days of summer. I'm in such a groove right now, bro. I'm just like, ooh, I'm seeing 9-0 my last 5 days, brother, and it's
Nice,
like
dude.
when I'm laying off of them, it was so hard to stay off Burns yesterday. Gets hooked. So hard to stay off Barrios yesterday. Gets hooked. And it's like the ones I'm staying off are freaking not hitting. Granted, I've gotten a little lucky here and there. Weather's got hurt. I've never been on an under where somebody gets hurt. I cheered on that a little bit. Sorry, God. I'm sorry. You know, I cheered on that injury. That was maybe the first time in my life I've ever bought a prop and that guy went out because of injury. So, yeah, I've been on guys like Dustin May, bro. 5.5. Had 5 strikeouts through 2 innings and tore his fucking arm.
Ooh.
Like those are the type of bets I'm normally on, you know. So to be on the other side, it feels kind of nice. So let's talk us some hitting, bro. I know you come in stacked and ready to fire. So let's talk.
You already know. By the way, as far as your Jose Barrios is concerned, just keep a mental note. When this guy's on the road and he's between a -125 and a +125, he is an offer. And it might be his entire career. I'll have to go back and pull the notes, but that was exactly the spot they were in yesterday. It was an easy fade for me, Milwaukee Brewers first 5 and the full game because of how bad he was going out there getting the job done. So it was the Brewers they played, right? I think it was the Brewers.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
So keep it inventory. Not at home. Not at home. He seems to do well there. But on the road, -125 to +125. Fade his ass and feel great about it. Don't even have to watch the game and just get ready to get that cash. Sharpie, I'm ready to get that cash. Shout out to all this chat. Look at you guys here. Vitalis, Justin McKelvey, my guy. Ricky Bobby's out there. North Ender, Derek, Dana Delp. There's Dana Delp. I see you. Kevin K in the house. Appreciate you guys rocking with us today. We are going to get that cash. Look, it's time to get serious. Not just fucking around here to do it. Came off a nice winning parlay yesterday. And, nice 10-1 casher with some hitting props. It's hitting season. We talked about this, and it's funny because I specifically mentioned yesterday when I was looking at the card, I said, I think this entire card's got an under spot here. None of these pitchers have seen these batters and vice versa. And we had only one game go over the total. So talk about being dialed in. I felt pretty dialed in yesterday with that being said. Today's a new day, and we got to go get that money. So let's do just that, Sharpie. Let's open the card up here. Let's talk about the first game I've got on the bump. 6:35 p.m. You just talked about him, so why not segue right into it right now? Baltimore Orioles, and let's take a look at the man, the myth, the legend. Let's go to Adley. Sir Adley out there trying to get us paid today, and they're hanging this guy at a +2. These numbers today, this is +210. Let me finish that thought first. It makes me fucking crazy when I start seeing the numbers that are on these guys that are lined up today. And they make a lot of sense, not just because they're giving you some big bomb opportunities out there, but don't look now. I think you look at this Baltimore Rose team, and Atlanta's in trouble. You got Adley coming off the day off. You know, Baltimore had to travel. You know, I get that. And they had that weird kind of travel spot, right? They play the game, the 4th game of the series against Tampa Bay on a Monday, and they got to get rolling. But look, the Orioles are 11-1 straight up their last 12 games against left-handing pitching. Why is that important? Because they're winning games against lefties. You got to score runs to win games. Let's make it as simple as it can be. Now, it does look like, did they just make a switcheroo? Is it Albert Suarez now that's going to go out there? Oh, no,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, that's for the other side.
Right. So we're in play with the lefty factor. And then let's take a look at who fucking gobbles up lefties like a cookie monster. It's Adley. He's 243 against right-handed pitching. He's a 439 against lefties. Unbelievable opportunity. He just goes out there and smashes to the double effect. Then you look at Max Fried. Yeah, 144 right-handed batters, but a 387 left-handed batters out there. So, top 3 pitch situation. He likes the seamer, the curveball, and the sinker. I know you just talked about all of this. Adley just dominates out there with the .708 OBA, 72% hit rate against the curveball, 420 OBA left-handed pitching against the sinker, and a 635 OBA with a 50% hard hit rate there against the I just lost my track. Against the sinker was the close out there. The curveball, then we had the sinker. This is a great spot, and it's a ridiculous.
Rotchman's gonna bat from the right-handed side though.
That's
So,
okay. He's still
I know.
gonna go out there and face it against them lefties. And not only that, the one spot that kind of marginalizes or nullifies is that Max Fried is a 144 against the right-handed batting. So, okay, we still got the guy that's confident, successful, and coming in with rest at plus 210. Maybe that's where the mystery has been solved. Because
where's Henderson at, bro? I think Henderson RBI is going to be a play too that I'm going to have to play because I always play your plays. I'm about to play that as well because he has struggled versus lefties that make great chase contact, and that's fucking Henderson right there. And if Rotchman's going to be on, that means I might get the old damels shukabamos.
So you got him in the 4-hole, the old boo-boo position.
Yeah. Lefty with good freaking chase contact. Max Fried's nemesis this year.
And I'm just looking at it here. Good old Henderson. I'm trying to pull up a price for you on it too here. See what we can do from a line shopping perspective here. But plus 185 out there for
that's
little
crazy
Henderson action.
I'm playing both of them.
These numbers, there's a couple games that I thought about that where I was like, man, both these guys are plus money. You just take them both. If one of them hits, you're going to cash. And I just thought this Baltimore spot tricky. I think they get this win. But it wouldn't surprise me to watch Atlanta come out there and beat them up anyways. Max Fried is Max Fried. So that being said, I want to open the card up. For me, it was the 2 spot. I wanted to attack the guy with rest. Sometimes I was laying off the rest position, but hey, man, they're just dudes. They need a day off every so often to kind of get that motivation again. Let some of the ligaments heal a little bit so they can go back out there and smash them again the next day. And I kind of approached them today, being that it is Dinger Tuesday from the home run perspective. Hey, just get it out the yard. Do it all yourself if you have to, but plenty of guys to get on base for.
Catchers need days off, bro. Mentally, they're mentally drained. It's not just their knees. We know their knees go after 5 years. You can't play that position forever. So, yeah, that's a draining position, and he's super young. You got to give him days off.
Yeah, I can't imagine the knees factor. I mean, fuck, that in itself, just looking at the thing is like.
Look at Posey, bro. He had to go to first base at like 26 because of his knees, bro. It's just like you could only catch for so long.
You can only be crouched like that so long before it does wear a toll on you. But I think that's good. I think you're in business on both these guys here with this. Like I said, there's a couple of spots today. And then you know what? I might just say fucking and bundle them all together because I'll tell you, I'll give you the spot that I'm on. And then I'll give you the spot that I liked as well, just for a little sprinkle bonus out there for anybody that's interested. But official play for me, game number 2, I'm rolling out 6:40 p.m. Comerica Park. I'm picking on Kenta Maeda. That's right, Kenta Maeda, Sharpie. And what do we know about Kenta Maeda? Well, we know that he's got some injuries that he's been dealing with out there. He had that throw just 2 pitches his last start out there with the abdominal strain. He's cleared. But you got to be skeptical here of what's going on with this guy. And, I approached this one with Jesse Winker. Now, Jesse Winker probably has some of the best hitting numbers against anybody across Major League Baseball today. 8 at-bats, 4 hits, and RBI for a 500 against Kenta Maeda. But the uncertainty with Kenta and his situation with this abdominal, to me, is a little bit of a concern. But what I know about this 3 position here is he's got C.J. Abrams and Lane Thomas in front of him. It's actually an advantage if Kenta can't go out there and get the job done. And, specifically as I look at this one here, C.J. Abrams, he's got an RBI in 3 of the last 4 games that he's played. He's making contact with the ball. He's getting on base. You got Big Lane Thomas coming in there in the second spot, and then in trots Jesse Winker to get the job done, hitting a 500 against Kenta Maeda. Other spot that I would lean, C.J. Abrams.
You said
Abrams.
Jesse Winker?
Jesse Winker for me is plus 185. Not mad at that. Just talking about the double dip opportunity there. For what it's worth, the guy that was my first cut in this game, I kind of approach it like that. Like I look at where do I think the runs are going to come from, who's going to go out there and get the opportunities, and then of the guys that are left, who do I like the most? But this was definitely a first cut type of situation out there. CJ Abrams priced at plus 180 as well, now down to 175. So they like that he's gone 3 of 4. I like that he's been on base 3 of 4, and that gives us the opportunity for Jesse Winker to knock him home at plus 185. Like I said, Kenta Maeda with that abdominal issue. We'll see how he plays out this game, but regardless, it's almost more of as well as we do against him, it's almost even better if he comes out of that game. Seems like a win-win spot to me. Kenta Maeda. What do you think about Kenta Maeda?
I mean, that's a guy I don't look to bet on personally, but he is a guy that when I was talking to Spin Doc this morning, that sure seems like they want some over money on that K prop, putting it at a 5.5 versus a team striking out to lefties. So definitely something that I would be paying attention to if I was trying to bet him, but no way would I bet. Nope.
How many more times do you think I can say Kenta Maeda?
As much as you want. I mean, I'm pretty baked over here, bro, and I almost thought you were thinking Kikuchi for a while, and I'm over here like, no, Kenta Maeda, bro, he's a guy that I personally don't bet at all. Like, he was fun to watch on the Dodgers. I enjoyed him coming out of the bullpen many years. I mean, I was a season ticket holder. He did well for us. He's a solid pitcher, but dude, he's like you said, if anything's wrong, he's getting lit up, bro. These Japanese pitchers are more finicky than these American pitchers, and these American pitchers wear thongs when they go to bed.
Let's move on that note. Let's go to the LA Angels going down to the Arizona Diamondbacks, and let's take a look at what's happening here with this lineup. Still projected, nothing confirmed, at least when I refreshed about 20 minutes ago. Regardless, I'm going to go in, talk about 3 of the last 4. It's all about that consistency and heating up at the right time, and nobody's been heating up more against NL opponents than Zach Neto. You give me Zach Neto at a plus 190 spot. We'll see how the lineup shakes out here, but Jordan Montgomery? Really? Let's look at what's going on with Jordan Montgomery. He's allowed 14 earned runs his last 6 innings. That's 2 starts. That's what's even more impressive about 14 earned runs over 6 innings. He's not even getting to the second time of the order, back-to-back games, and they're smashing this dude. A 1.73 whip. This guy's a pile of dog shit in a fucking brown paper lunch bag that somebody lit on your doorstep, fucking Billy Madison style. I like Rengifo. Rengifo. The guy that's somebody that's I've been all over when it comes to these lefties. Man, I've had him like 3 days in a row, and he has just left me the fuck down. So we're going to move on from that guy. I'm not mad at anybody that wanted to go double dip into this game as well. But for me, this is an opportunity. I want Neto. Neto is my favorite spot of the day, coupled with his success against the NL. Jordan Montgomery's lack of success. Again, I think the Angels are live today in this game as well. And you're going to find him at a nice, reasonable price point. Plus 150s out there for these Los Angeles Angels as well. I mean, you got to win the game. You got to score runs, and that's why we get to the RBIs. I think that the Angels are very much a live dog. I got some great trends I'll talk about later today. They do have an offer. They're like an 0-14 spot that we'll talk about tonight on the show as well. But I still think that they're open and live against this Arizona Diamondbacks team. What do you think about that?
Plus 150?
No. He's plus 190.
Oh, see, bro, I know. See, you said the Angels were plus 150.
Oh yeah. The Angels are plus 150.
I'm over here with like what Cedric said. Henderson's not in the lineup, and that just dropped it. I think to 3 people that are not That's only 3 people making contact when they chase. So I might be going over on Fried. So I'm gonna let you keep talking while I dig into this person they switched him out with.
Well, let's go to the last game. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 between 2 teams. I'll start there, and I'll say that I believe the Reds hammer the shit out of them today against Cleveland. Battle. These guys are always 500 when they play together. Again, to win the game, you got to get the runs here, but I don't like that the wind is coming in at about 5 miles an hour. Tristan McKenzie, he's kind of got a quality kind of bag of dog shit opportunity about him, specifically at Great American. 8 home runs his last 3 starts at Great American Ballpark. I was looking hard at it, but man, this is where I'm conflicted. I got to go to the Padres, and I got to take Fernando Tatis. What the fuck? Well, I mean, why not? He's got a home run in 3 of his last 4 games. He's got a 16-game hitting streak. You can't knock anybody in if you don't get hit, unless you walk them, or you do get hit, I should say. He's got a .413 over his last 16-game hitting streak here. 5 home runs, 9 ribbies, and 12 runs all on his own, and he's priced at +170. Man, I was conflicted. I wanted to get in, and I had 2 spots that I really liked on that San Diego or on the Cincinnati side of the house. But for me, I had to go in here with Tatis. You know, his numbers. Here's my apprehension. I just shit all over San Diego yesterday. 3 times in their last 9 games have they gone over their team total, but they're still getting 2s and 3s even when they're not going over their team totals out there. When they win, they're winning games by the run line. I think 11 of their last 12, or now maybe 12 of their last 13 wins have been covering the run line as well. It is JP Sears, but Sears is very vulnerable at times. He's shown his inability to be as consistent as he needs to be, especially when you got a guy that's coming in red fucking hot like Fernando Tatis. It'll be his first time, I believe, against JP Sears, but nonetheless, still the opportunity. +170. +170 is the lowest odds that we've got on the card today. I just don't understand what's going on with these bookmakers today. Are they expecting these to be a lot more unders as well? And I expect these games to hit some pockets where we catch some runs. These guys are going to be able to drive us home. Tatis at +170, Adley at +210, Nito at +190, and Jesse Winker at +185. It's a little 4-banger. 4 ribeyes today to get the cash done here. Don't turn the stone over until you're full. We're not full until all 4 of them cash goes from green to the red. If you go to the Brazilian steakhouses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get that money.
Let's get to the damn money, bro. And actually, the lineup got worse with what they did. So there's now 4 people that make contact when they chase, with 1 being league average. And that's a coin toss. I'm not fucking with Max Fried's K-prop. Is what it is. It was that simple. But appreciate you as always, my boy. Let these people know what you got going on and where they can find you. Do me a favor and tweet me your freaking your YouTube so I could drop it in the link so that they can click it and go over there and if they want and hit your freaking page.
I will do. I appreciate that. I was going to send one out today.
If you send it to me, I could. If I drop it from where I'm behind in the StreamYard, then they can click it and it'll go to them. It's not just some random ass typing. It's an actual link. So if you send it to me, I could shoot the link out for you. And I have no problem pushing you, bro, as you've been part of this show now for a solid 2 years. You've been the fucking RBI king. Nobody bet RBIs until you showed up, bro. You didn't come out of nobody's mouth assists, and now everybody's like RBI this. And I'm glad, bro. It's kind of like K props, bro. 4 years ago, you didn't fucking have nobody talking. There was 3 dudes, bro, before me who were literally known for K props, and they wouldn't even talk to me, bro. They were too cool for school, bro. Worked for Wager Talk and wear a suit and tie, bro. I'm sorry, I'm not that guy. But tell them where they can.
You don't even wear a shirt?
No, I got a shirt, bro. This shirt costs more than what they fucking can afford, bro.
Yeah, I'll tell you, what I love about baseball, and I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I do like about baseball is the mathematics. I talked about this yesterday on the show, and you start looking at implied probabilities and the calculation numbers. That's where the RBI kind of dawned on me. You see these guys trying to hit the 600s and 700s on the home runs, but let's be honest, these guys aren't hitting 30, 40 home runs in the season. Even Judge sitting around 15s and 16 packs, he'll get his 50 or so, but there's a lot of misses that go into that spot there. And we need to find a way to consistently grind out cash. And it's the numbers game, +170s, +180s, +200s, +220s. We hit one of those, we go 2 and 2 on a day, we're still going to be profitable. And that's the numbers and that's the grind that happens in that dog days of summer. But Sharpie, I appreciate it, man. You guys follow me. We got a big thing happening over on YouTube called Sports Money. Channel is called Sports Money. We'll probably retool that down the road, but Sports Money is the name you can find us at out there. I roll the show at 6 p.m. now, pre-gaming over there on Sports Money, 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. Follow me at PimpSlapPOD on X. And anytime, we go live, you guys will see that info. You'll see the live links inside there as well. Sharpie, I will jump in and I'll throw the, what do you want me to throw it in the private chat? I'd love to have you see if you can post that out there.
Yes, throw it in the private chat, bro. I'm actually, while you were talking, I'm like, why don't I just go to your channel, bro? I follow you. I could fucking take the link out and do it myself, right? Like, why do I got to be the douchebag and be like, go to yeah? I just got there. It is sports money. I know I follow you, bro. You're my boy. Now, how
Let's
do I
go.
share this guy? Subscribed. No, I don't want the tinner. That's your tinner, dude. The fuck, it took me to some dude slapping. It was your pimp slap freaking thing. How do I freaking do this now? How about I just take this link and share it? I'll copy it. And there you go. This is a freaking link to one of his shows. Go over there, guys. Freaking follow him, subscribe him, watch his show. Even if you don't fucking watch his show, hit that subscribe button for your boy, guys. Do him a solid. And yeah, appreciate you, my boy.
Appreciate you and your chat. As always, guys, I hope you get that cash tonight. Go big.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
I'd say that's a 70-foot shark. Now I gotta switch all the freaking graphics back. So give me a 1 second, as I gotta do this shit myself. Nobody loves me. Big Show used to love me, but he got paid for doing the backstage. Not so much now. Let's get into to the next guy on the bookatith. Zach Wheeler at the Red Sox. If you turned into betting with the bag this morning, you heard me talked about him. Striking people out 28.5% of the time, while walking people 8% on the year. Morning line was 7 plus minus 140 on DraftKings. Best line available is now 7 plus minus 135 on MGM. Shit's been fluctuating. FanDuel just went up to 8 and then came right back down. Pitching outs are 18.5 minus 185 juice to the under. Earned runs are 2.5 minus 145 juice to the under. Now minus 175 juice to the under. Projected lineup, as that one is not out yet. 5 lefties, 4 righties. Zach Wheeler, guys, gets the Red Sox, who over the last 15 days are walking and striking out just league average with a top 6 isolated power. So let's go see who they've seen in that time span that I would bet on. Grayson Rodriguez, 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had himself a 10-piece that day. Corbin Burns, 7 innings, 1 earned run, had himself only 5 strikeouts. I was on him. I learned something that game, which kept me off him yesterday, and he got hooked. Jack Flaherty, 6.2 innings. We were on him. 9 strikeouts. And that's, guys, all they've seen, guys, is they have had series with the White Sox and Braves who don't have a right-handed pitcher I'm looking to bet an over with. So this K percentage and top 6 isolated power is actually way worse than what it's saying, guys, is when they see the dogs bite them. And we know Wheeler is a motherfucking dog. Now, Wheeler, guys, if you look at his splits this year, is only striking out lefties 23.5% of the time, compared to an elite 34% versus the right-handed side. And we got 5 lefties projected from the Red Sox. So this isn't as easy as it sounds, right? Wrong. As the only 2 lefties, guys, in this projected lineup who has seen Wheeler is Dom Smith, who supposedly hits him well, as he has over a 400 average versus him in 33 at-bats. Yet he's striking out 24% of those at-bats, and 11 of those 13 hits are singles. So I don't think you're really hitting him, dude. I think when you do hit him, it's a single, and you strike out 24% of the time. I'll take one from you, Mr. Dommy Dom, and technically I only got him down for a half. And we'll get into what I have Wheeler projected for today, which is just a monster of a day. The other lefty that he's seen, guys, is Rafael Devers. Seen him 6 times. He struck him out 3 times. So what do they have in common? As both of those guys are both elite at making contact when they chase, but they both whiff at 2 of the 3 pitches he throws to a lefty, being a cutter, split, and a knuckle curve. And when we look at the other lefties in this projected lineup, 2 of these lefties whiff at all 3 pitches, with Hamilton whiffing at 2 of the 3 like Smith and Devers. So these ain't the lefties to be afraid of. And if Yoshida comes off the IL today, I don't care. I had him built in just in case lineup, and that was my just in case lineup. As well as Devers being day to day, he may not play today, and I didn't expect anything else but for this line to go up. It opened at a minus 156 on FanDuel. It was minus 140 this morning. I bet it 6.5 minus 130 to the over. It got all the way down to minus 120. And right now you can get a minus 135. I do expect, guys, this line to move to come down if Yoshida's announced in, or vice versa. If Devers announced out, I expect it to go to a 7.5. But the reason, guys, Burns didn't hit the over versus this team is zone contact. As the Red Sox have 5 guys who are league average or better when it comes to making contact in the zone. And with Burns this year being 2% worse than league average at zone contact, it was just a freaking recipe for disaster, guys, at the end of the day. Now, we go over to Zach Wheeler. He's 4% better than league average when it comes to zone contact. Flaherty, Rodriguez, 6% better than league average. What I'm getting at, guys, is the guys who are elite in the zone contact range, as well as these guys whiffing at their pitches, is when the damage is done. I have this guy for 8.75 strikeouts today on a bad day, and there's nobody in this lineup projected that can't strike out to Wheeler. The only one that, if he comes off the IL today, would be Yoshida, and that would drop my 8.75 down to a 7.75. I think Wheeler's in for a hell of a day today, and I am on the Wheels train. Do me a favor, guys, if you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. Now we got old Jesus Luzardo. We got Joey Chestnut banned from the national famous hot dog eating contest for reported sponsorship by rival hot dog company. Yeah, I had to look that up as Ricky Bobby said that in the chat. I was like, this guy got banned? What was he cheating? How do you cheat putting weenies in your mouth? No, did he? But, nah, he's actually sponsored by a vegan company who's like anti-hot dog. So it would be against his sponsorship to go eat wieners. But let's stop talking about wieners and let's talk about Iglesias, Alvarez, Bader, Vientos, Marte, Nimmo, Alon. They didn't play McNeil. All right, let's talk about it. Jesus Luzardo, Black Jesus at the Mets, striking people out 22.5% of the time while walking people 8% on the year. Morning line was 4.5, minus 154 on FanDuel, where the best line available was 4.5, minus 164 on DK. Kind of funny how no book was coming off the 4.5. Usually when you get up to 64, minus 175, 85, the books will move the fucking number to the next K prop up. They were refusing to come off the 4.5. And now that lineups are out, let's just do a quick check of what his number is, because that's a telling sign, guys. That's a telling sign. Now we got minus 165, 66, and 185 on his 4.5. That's telling me 5 is going to be tough today. Let's talk about it. His pitching outs opened at a 17.5, minus 135 juice to the under. It's now 16.5, minus 125 juice to the over. Earned runs opened 2.5, minus 135 juice to the under. And now it's pretty much a pick 'em. Projected lineup is 8 righties, 1 lefty, and I believe that's the exact lineup we got. Martinez, Nimmo, Alonso, Lindor. Yep, that's the exact lineup we got, was the one that was projected. So let's talk about it. Luzardo gets the Mets, who over the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties are actually one of the best teams in the league, as they're walking top 5, striking out league best just 18% of their at-bats, with an isolated power in the stratosphere of Mars. So let's go see who they've seen in that time span that I would bet on. Ranger Suarez, 5.2 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, had 6 strikeouts. Mackenzie Gore got bent over backwards, going 4.1 innings, giving up 6 earned runs with 2 strikeouts. They've seen the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, who don't have a lefty I'd bet an over with. Kyle Harrison of the Giants, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, yet he did have 6 strikeouts. And that's who they've seen, guys. And that's not too shabby of a little lefty list, guys, right there. And not one of them had more than 6. And this is going back to at least May 20th. And that's part of the reason, guys, where we get a 4.5 juice to the gills on Luzardo. But the other part, guys, is the books I talk about, is the books pay attention to 2 things: overall K percentage and past history. They are refusing to pay attention to the past history here, guys. When we go through this overall K percentage of this lineup, we have 6 guys in this lineup who've seen him at least 5 at-bats, upward to 19 combining in 65 at-bats. And he is striking them out at a nasty 27% clip. Now, the past history is a little bit skewed. As of the 6 guys, only 2 are striking out more than 25% of the time versus Luzardo, being Alonso and Vientos. Those are the 2 who bring this K percentage through the roof, and they have Alonso in the 2-hole, Vientos in the 6-hole. All right? Both of these guys have seen him anywhere from 9 to 19 at-bats and are striking out at worst 45% of their at-bats. Híjole chingalo, way. Now, I thought they were going to put in McNeil, guys, but they did bench him 2 days ago versus the lefty, and they did it again. I don't understand that he's batting over 400, has only struck out 2 of his 15 at-bats, but they don't care, and the books are saying they don't care either, guys. So the K percentage overall, it says 27%, but it's not 27%, guys. He is murdering Vientos and Alonso. Now, to me, it's hard for me not to want to go over, guys. He's played this team earlier this year, 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. But if we go look at the lineup numbers compared to now, it's a drastic difference. That lineup was striking out 27% of the time when he faced them a month ago. This lineup is striking out less than 19% of the time. So I get it if you're on the over. The books are begging you to be on the over, guys. And it may be one of them type of plays. Yep, Yoshida's in the lineup. I knew he was coming back, bro, and I knew it would bring the line back down. I do this shit, fellas. I do this shit. But, yeah, God willing, I get to keep doing it for a few more years and don't have another heart attack and die, because heart attacks are kind of real, fellas. But would like to see this Red Sox lineup now that it came out, so bear with me 1 second, fellas. I don't have it. I want Red Sox. Phillies, Pirates, Marlins, Tigers, Guardians, Rays. Fuck them. I don't got it yet. But, yeah, I did expect to see. That's got to be it right there. Nope, that's a Pirate. All right, I did expect to see him in there, and I expected the juice to come down with it, guys. Yoshida is the only guy I had him not pegged to strike out. So my 8.75 has dropped down to 7.75, guys. Now, if you want to be real, a thing I did not take into the account there, and it didn't happen until after I put my bet in, because I bet this shit in the morning. JT Realmuto being hurt. The guy just went to the IL. Normally in a spot like this is when I would be like, fuck, dude, I can't trust this guy. I mean, dude, this is where a guy is going to be with a catcher he ain't ever been with. But if we take the subtraction of that, we're still at 6.75 on a bad day. I still would fucking play it. Even if the news came out, I still would have been on it. So something that I normally would pay attention to and I would dock it for. And that's what I did with Glasnow. And Glasnow ended up getting hooked on an 8.5 because he ended up going out there with Barnes for the first time. You've got to take off a strikeout, guys, if and when you have a catcher catching a guy. So I don't know. I believe it's going to be Stubbs. I have to check. I don't know if Stubbs has caught him before. I'm sure he has, but I need to go see what he has done with Stubbs, as certain guys rock with certain guys, and certain guys are no bueno. So let's talk about it. Next guy on the board, guys, is you already know who we talk about, guys. He's the new Spencer Strider until he's on the IL for the same reason Spencer Strider's on the IL. As if you look at every starter who's thrown 98 miles per hour plus on a fastball the last 2 years, I believe it was, I think 7 or 8 of them are out with Tommy John. That's kind of stupid, bro. So hopefully he stays healthy. Paul Skeens at the Cardinals, striking people out at a 35.5% clip while walking people 5.5% on the year. Morning line is 7.5 plus 110 on BetMGM, where the best line available is plus 115 on DraftKings to that 7.5 now. Pitching at Pitching outs open 17.5, minus 120 each way. It's now taking juice, minus 145 to the over. Earn runs, minus 1.5, minus 135, juice to the under. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties. Skeens gets the Cardinals, guys, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are just plain Jane, as their league average when it comes to walking, striking out, and isolated power. So let's go see who they've seen that I would bet on in that time span. Justin Verlander, 5 innings, gave up 4 runs with just 4 strikeouts. Spencer Arrighetti, 3 innings, only gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts, but yet walked 3 and ran his pitch count up. And Aaron Nola, he went 6-point innings, gave up 2 earned runs, and punched out 6. We cashed his outs that day. Now, Skeens is a fucking animal, unlike those other guys that we just talked about. He's 3-1 to the over 7.5, while averaging 9.3 strikeouts a game in his win. Yet his one loss came to the Giants, one of the more patient teams in baseball, as well as a team who don't chase. So when I compare the 3 main things I'm looking at, guys, at the Giants do well to what the Cardinals do, we have the Cardinals not chasing better than league average by 0.6, where the Giants are 1% better than league average. Zone percent, guys, zone contact meaning how often, or zone percent meaning how often do you swing in the zone, as the Giants are the 6th best team at not swinging at pitches, and the Cardinals are the 5th. So they make you throw pitches. So they're almost identical in 2 of the 3 categories. Yet the third one, the one that means something, guys, where if you're going to take pitches, you better be able to hit them. Once they come in the zone, guys, the Giants do that, as they are the 7th best team in the league at making contact in the zone. And that's where we can get in on Skeens, guys, versus the Cardinals, as they're a little less than league average overall at making contact in the zone. As long as I get an ump, guys, that's not a cuck, I will look to get on the over, guys, as the last 3 games where he's faced these type of things, the Cubs, Dodgers, and Tigers, all teams who are league average or worse when it comes to zone contact. That's where he's hit the over. Then I was sitting back. I had plenty of time, guys, and I wanted to go do a little deeper. So I literally did every lineup that he has pitched at least not on a pitch count. The first game versus the Cubs, I didn't touch it. So I went Cubs, I went Tigers, I went Giants, and then I went Dodgers. And I said, okay, who makes contact? And it's a telling story, guys. It's pretty fucking telling right here. We've got 5 guys who make good zone contact on the Dodgers. 5. 8 strikeouts. We had 4 guys who make good zone contact on the Tigers. He had 9 strikeouts. We had 1 guy on the Cubs. He had an 11-piece. So what do we got when we look at this projected Cardinals lineup? We've got us right where he was at with the Dodgers, guys. It's 5-4, favored the Cardinals, and that to me is a coin toss. It's over or nothing. There's no way in hell you could bet a guy like Skeens. He's shown that he can hit the 4-5, but the one time he lost was to the Giants, and the Giants ran out 3. 3 guys in that lineup that didn't make contact in the zone. So this comes down to it. If I can get one guy out of this lineup, any one of, they're not going to sit Burleson. I don't think they're going to sit Wynn. They're not going to sit Arenado. If I can get Donovan or Herrera out this lineup, if I can get it 5-4 in favor of Skeens, I will be on the over 7.5. I like 2/3 of a lineup, 6-9 preferably, but Skeens is a different type of animal. He's shown 4-5 against him, he can cash it. And it's over or nothing. I preferably just want to feel a lot safer if I'm on the over, and I would like that lineup to favor the guy that I'm on. Right now, guys, I'm on Zach Wheeler, over 6.5 strikeouts, minus 130. Do me a favor if you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. I've got Max Fried, a perfect candidate for a bands if you're into betting bands. I think he's going to land 5-6 exactly. Seems to me that the books are begging you to bet the over on Luzardo's K-prop, so be very careful right there. Nothing in this world is free. That seems to be, here you go. You want some cake? Why don't you eat it too? But before we talk about cake and eat it too, let's talk about Brian motherfucking Woo versus the White Sox, striking people out 20% of the time while walking people 1.5% on the year. That's absurd. Morning line 6.5 plus 106, where the best line available is 5.5 minus 150 on FanDuel or 7 plus everywhere else. I want to recheck that, guys, because I'm about to drop a damn nugget, as that's what we've been talking about. Woo, Brian. FanDuel 5.5 juiced. Everywhere else is 6.5. Now, once lineups come out, if they keep this different number, guys, that is telling me Woo is getting 6 on the fucking dot or less. Let me tell you, guys, this FanDuel shit is real. After lineups come out, you fade the fucking public. Now, what do I mean by fade the public? The public, guys, wants to bet Brian Woo over. Why? Because the White Sox are the second worst team in the league at not walking, striking out 24.5% of the time with a top 10 isolated power. As we say, who have you seen, guys, as we cashed Gilbert last night? And that's where people in their recency bias get all twisted, as that's the only guy in the last 15 days that I would bet on that is cashed. As Freddie Peralta only went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, yet he did have 7 strikeouts, but he was a 7.5 that day. Gosman, 6 innings, 1 run with just 3 strikeouts. And right after these numbers, Corbin Burns went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 6 strikeouts and missed his prop of 6.5. Now, their K percentages came, guys, versus middle of the pack to end of the rotation type of guys, as Peralta and Gilbert put up 7 plus, yet those other pitchers were just 1 to 3. So keep that in line, guys. As the books know, 24.5% is a bad K percentage. 27 is when you look to stick the knife in. They take in what happened last night. The public is going to be like, oh, those guys just struck out 8 times. Woo. Oh, Brian Woo. We've talked about it, guys. What has been Woo's problem in the league? Lefties. Lefties, 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 lefties. And last year on 153 qualified pitchers, he was 143rd in getting his butt cheek spread open and walking bow-legged. And he couldn't strike him out. Now, this year, guys, he's worked on some new pitches to keep them lefties off his cheeks. Yet his K percentage is still not where he would want to see it, guys, as it is down 4% from last year's crappy number. He's striking lefties out just 15% of the time. Yet they're not hitting him at all this year, guys, which is a good thing if we could project him to be out there longer. That means he's doing his freaking job. Now, with Woo, guys, it's going to be simple if I get in on him today. As a guy who only walks people 1.5% of the time this year and 1% lower than league average last year, I'm going to need to see the zone contact, guys, as well as the whiff on the fastball, as the reason why I stayed off Peralta, guys, was the chase. And there wasn't enough chase in this lineup. But that's what I use for Peralta. That's not what we're using for Woo. Each person you find certain things work for them and you stick with it, guy. So right now they're projecting 3 lefties. I want to see how many they do run out there, guys, because that means something to this guy. 15% K percentage of lefties on the year, 19% last year. It's not that good versus lefties. Now, last night when I looked through the lineup, when I ran Gilbert, we had 5 people in that lineup that were whiffing at a fastball, as well as past history of one guy that didn't whiff at a fastball, and that's why I had 6 to 9. That bumped me up 6 to 9 on Gilbert with the past history. That's pretty much what we're going to see today, guys, with Woo. We're going to have 4 guys that are elite at making zone contact. Then we're going to have 5 guys who are going to be able to strike out. So can he get it at the back end of this lineup? Yes. Do I want to bet Brian Woo to strike out multiple people at the back end of the lineup at least twice? Like, that might be asking for too much for me, guys. So the way this lineup is constructed, the 2 dudes at the top are hard to strike out. Somehow baby Jesus blessed me and gave me Lopez and Julks last night for 3-piece. I got fucking lucky, bro. I had those guys for 0.25 combined. I'm not saying I'm right on everything. Sometimes you need a little luck in this sport, but he struck out dudes he wasn't supposed to. So these guys right now, if you don't strike out those, who's going to have a problem? So I get what the books are doing. And if they keep this line at a 5.5 on FanDuel and a 6.5 everywhere else after lineups come out, and I mean for a solid hour or two, it can go all back to 6.5 before game time. That's fine. Fade the fucking public and thank me later, fellas. And the public's on the over. So if it goes to the 6.5 everywhere, like a book should be, they all should be matching and the same, then it's your choice. Do you want to ride him or not? And I will tweet out if I decide to ride him. As right now, I'm looking at Skeens, guys, as I am on Wheelers over 6.5 minus 130. And I'm looking at Skeens, and that's probably all the people I'm going to pull the trigger on, as I did want to bet Eflin, but Eflin's on a pitch count. I'm not betting a guy on a pitch count. Now, I will bet a guy on a pitch count going 75 pitches at a 4.5, and that's exactly where he's at. But I had to say no to Eflin, and it was hard. And it's because his sweeper, guys, it is down in velo. It's down in its break, and he's not getting people out right now. So, I mean, striking people out. So I had to just let him be. I'm going to watch that game. If Eflin goes out and does what he should do, that means, okay, he's back. But 75 pitches, 4.5. I think Eflin's getting it tonight, bro. But this would be the key that I look for. We got 6 guys with him that whiff, that are league average or worse. And the way that lineup's built, 2 of the 3 people who don't whiff are in the bottom 4 of the lineup. So he's going to have multiple opportunities at the guys who whiff, as he's only going to go 75 pitches today. So Eflin to me is over or nothing. I had to say nothing, and I gave you my reason why. Looking for Skeens right now, the lineup favors the Cardinals 4-5 in the zone contact category. I want 5-4, but it's still over or nothing with the 4-5 that they have out there. And what else do I have going today? Max Fried. That's somebody that I believe is a coin toss and you could ban. I think he lands on 5 or 6 exactly. I think 6 is more tougher than 5, as we got 4.5 guys in this lineup, guys, that make contact when they chase. That has been the death of him this year, at least for striking people out. He's still done his job. He's still a stud, but that's been the death of him. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash that damn like button. If you love what you're hearing, let a mother trucker know on Twitter by hitting them retweets. Until next time, guys, Herrera is not in the lineup. That is a beautiful fucking thing right there, guys. Herrera was one of the guys we didn't want in the lineup. So let me go check, run a little lineups, guys. I'm going to smoke a bong load, smoke a cigarette, and then I'm going to tweet out if I'm on Skeens. So make sure you're following me on Twitter at SharpiesBets. I will tweet out all my action, guys, tomorrow for you guys, as we are not going to be doing shows on Wednesdays anymore. These take me hours to type everything up. I got a life. I got a real job. I don't sell weed for a living no more. But if you want my bets all the time, guys, it's $75 a month. And hit me up on Twitter. If not, it's fine. I will drop them 3 days a week. I appreciate you all who have fucking helped me get to where I'm at. So I will at least keep this show 2 days a week. And let's just keep it rolling, guys, man. Give God the fucking glory, and he will fucking bless you.
Buy a boy a baseball, get him outside, get his hands dirty, take a little time. Give a boy a Bible, teach him how to pray, thank the good Lord at the end of the day. Wake him up early, teach him how to work, spend his own money, show him what it's worth, yeah. He's gonna know it all, he'll slip and he'll fall, he'll pick himself up, amen. Yes sir, yes ma'am, show him how to be a man, so one of these days he can. Buy a girl flowers, take her to a show, treat her like a lady, and maybe down the road, you'll give a girl a diamond, put it on her hand, watch her and her mama, making all the plans, then get a little house on a little piece of land, build a little family, so maybe one of these days he can, yeah. Buy a boy a baseball, get him outside, get his hands dirty, take a little time, give a boy a Bible, teach him how to pray,